The war may have paused, but the pain hasn't. After 2 long years of chaos, destruction, and heartbreak, a fragile ceasefire finally took hold in Gaza. Families that once feared the worst are seeing their loved ones again. Mothers are holding their sons. Children are smiling for the first time in months. For a moment, it almost feels like peace. But deep down, everyone knows. This silence is fragile, because the real battle now is not fought with guns, but with choices. And that brings us to 6 questions that could decide Gaza's future. 1. Will Hamas really disarm? It sounds simple on paper. Gaza must be demilitarized. But how do you take weapons from a group that sees them as survival? How do you convince men who've lost everything to simply surrender? Trump's plan says it'll happen under international supervision. But who are these monitors? And what happens if Hamas says no? Trump's words were firm. If they don't disarm, we will disarm them. But behind every statement like that are real lives, and Gaza has already paid that price too many times. Who will run Gaza now? A temporary Palestinian committee. That's the plan. Sounds organized. But no one knows who's actually in it. Over them will be the Board of Peace, led by Trump and Tony Blair. Big names, but little clarity. The deal says Hamas can't have any part in governing Gaza. Eventually, the goal is to hand power to a reformed Palestinian Authority. But people in Gaza are tired of waiting for promises that never reach their streets. They don't want speeches, they want stability. Will the ceasefire hold? Let's be honest, that's the question everyone's whispering. Already there are cracks. Israel says Hamas is delaying the return of hostages' bodies. In response, aid to Gaza has been cut in half. And even as leaders shake hands and pose for cameras, people on the ground still hear gunfire, still bury their dead, still wonder, was this really peace or just a pause? Will the region keep pushing for peace? Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey worked hard to bring both sides to the table. Without their pressure, this deal might never have existed. But will that pressure last? Or will the world move on once the headlines fade? Because Gaza doesn't need temporary attention. It needs lasting commitment. Who will rebuild Gaza and how? Trump said he wants Gaza to become the Riviera of the Middle East. A beautiful dream, but who will fund it? The UN says it could take $70 billion to rebuild what's been destroyed. Some countries have shown interest, cautiously, but no one wants to invest in a place where peace could collapse any day. And that's the cruel circle Gaza is trapped in. It can't rebuild without peace, and it can't find peace without rebuilding. What about the two-state solution? For decades, it's been called the only way forward. A Palestinian state beside Israel, living in peace. But today, that dream feels farther than ever. Trump's plan recognizes it only as an aspiration. A polite way of saying, maybe one day, but not now. Meanwhile, Israeli settlements keep expanding. Palestinian leadership remains weak and divided. And ordinary people, they're just trying to survive one day at a time. So yes, the war may have stopped. The guns may be quiet, but peace. Peace isn't built by signatures. It's built by people, by trust, by truth, and by time. If Gaza's ceasefire is to mean anything, it can't just stop the fighting. It has to start healing, because real peace begins when the world finally decides that one child's safety matters more than another's revenge.